Hey, hey. Welcome everybody to Miss Glow's Kitchen, where there's sugar, spice, and everything nice, where we slice, dice, and entice, using everything we can, from peppers to allspice. What's up, my people? Y'all know what time it is? See y'all in the kitchen. A lobster roll, 2 ways, is on our menu today. Alright, if you don't know how to clean and dress your lobster tails, I got a video up on my page that shows you how to do just that. So you want to clean them, get them ready. You want to get a pot of water boiling. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I want to put a little crab boil in mine. So I want to give a little flavor to my lobster, which is why I wanted to cut them, clean them anyway, so that flavor can get down into the lobster itself. So here, you can see it's still boiling. You can look around the edges, the water is still boiling. So as long as the water is at boiling temperature, it's going to cook these. These are going to go from anywhere between 4 to 6 minutes. So when they curl up, or right when they start curling up, and they get to be a really, really bright red, they are done. Take them out. These get ready very, very quickly. Alright? They get ready really quickly. So you just want to make sure your lobster is done, though. You don't want it to be that opaque color in the middle. So you want it to be a solid white when you get it out. Alright, so the shell is going to be bright red. The meat is going to be solid white. So these are ready. You just want to get yourself a dish, a plate, some kind of dish to take them out so they can cool off a little bit. So what you need them to do right here is you need them to cool off enough for you to handle without burning yourself, alright? And for the one that's the cold lobster tail, you're going to let them cool off all the way. But once you take the meat out, you'll see it's gonna cool off. So once you remove the meat from the shell, then no problem. We got it. Alright, so we'll get them out, get them into a dish, and that's good. Alright, let's go into the ingredients real quick. I'll list them in the description box down below. Anyway, of course, you need the lobster. You need the hot dog rolls that's cut on the top. They're called the New England hot dog buns. Okay, lemon juice, capers, mayo, paprika, parsley flakes, white pepper, and butter. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, please do so. Hit that subscribe, hit that like button, hit that share, and hit that bell for notifications so you'll be one of the first ones to know when I put a new video up. Now, y'all know what I always say. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Let's get right to it. So we're at the part where we're going to take the meat out of the shells now. Okay, so I'm going to use kitchen shears. If you want to use a knife, it's already cut. So if you just want to use your fingers and just break it open and then just kind of like dig your meat out with your fingers, you can do that too. That works just fine. Alright, so what I do here, the top is already cut. So what I do is I cut the bottom of the shell, split it open, and then I'll just slide the meat out from each side of the lobster tails. Each side of the tail, rather. Alright, so see, I just broke that one off on that side. Alright, so I'm going to dig this one out on this side. Obviously, you're going to have some that's easier than others. So I'm not going to do them all on camera. I just want to show you. So make sure you have yourself a bowl right there to put your meat in, or a plate, something to put your lobster in. Alright, and don't break your lobster up right here. So you want to take it out whole. Alright, so here. We got a whole perfect piece of meat. So we're just going to cut those up in big chunks in a minute. But that's what we want, okay? Good. Alright, so I'm going to do the rest and then I'll be right back. Alright, so we're going to jump right into the cold one, the New England style one. New England style lobster roll is made more like a salad, if you will. Alright, so I'm going to cut this up. You can use your hands, you can use a fork, a knife, any way you can get this cut up. Cut them into big chunks. Now, if you want to flake yours or you want to shred it, you could do that. So it's really up to you. I just find that this roll is much better when you do nice little chunks like this. So I'm cutting mine up with the shears. Alright, and we'll move on from there, but just make sure. Alright, so you can see I'm splitting it pretty much down the middle. And then just cutting it into nice bite-sized chunks. Because you want to get a nice chunk of lobster in your mouth when you bite into your roll, for sure. So you've seen them. I know you've seen them with all that meat piled on the top of them. Oh my goodness. Very easy recipe. Very easy recipe, and as you can see from the ingredients I showed you, not a lot of ingredients. And to be honest with you, if you just wanted to toss this with celery and mayo, you could. It would still be good. So if you don't have capers, you can leave those capers out. So don't fret if you don't have those. Don't run all over the city looking for it. you can make this dish without capers for sure. Alright, so these are cut up into big chunks like I said. Alright, got a nice little spoon to stir it up. So I'm going to take half out of the bowl because of course I'm going to make one cold one and I'm going to make one hot one. Alright. Alright, check that out. Alright, so the ingredient that wasn't pictured, celery. Alright, but I did name it, I did say it up there. So you want to cut your celery into, you want to chop it, or either you want to do a large dice. So you don't want to do the pieces too big, but if you like your celery like that, then by all means, it's not wrong. So in other words with this, there's no right or wrong way to cut this celery. So if you wanted to mince it, you could, so long as you have the celery taste in there. Now if you're looking for a crunchiness in the salad on your sandwich, then you're going to have to cut your celery a little bit bigger, and that's fine. And so the other thing I want to say right here is typically this recipe does not include onions, but if you want to chop up some red onions, some white onions, you want to chop that up and put it in there, you can. Remember what I say, your kitchen, your rules. So you make your stuff the way you like it. As long as it's not going to alter the taste of the dish drastically, then I say it's okay. So something like onions in this lobster roll would be fine. Yep. Alright, so we're going to get that cut up and put in there. So I'm going to get some mayo. Now that's white pepper. You want to use black pepper, you can. You want to add a little kick to it, you can add a little red pepper, it's up to you, but white pepper is good for me. Alright, some dried parsley flakes. You do have the option if you want to use fresh parsley. Yes, you can. Alright, paprika. Paprika. Not really heavy on the paprika in the cold roll. You can, but it's not really necessary. Alright, these are capers. So once again, I was saying early on that if you don't have capers, you can leave these out. And trust me, it won't alter the taste of the dish at all. So you'll still be fine. Capers or not, it's really up to you if you can find them. Now usually in the pickle aisle. So next to the pickles, the relishes, things like that. Alright, again, lemon juice. I'm using bottled lemon juice. If you want to use fresh lemon juice, you want to squeeze a little bit on here, do it. And I do want to tell you too that there are no exact measurements for this. This salad is very, 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 very easy and you can eyeball it. So all of those seasonings, you sprinkle some on there. That lemon juice, you eyeball it, about 2 tablespoons. The mayo, you start off with about 2 tablespoons and then you start adjusting. If you like more mayo, then you put more. So after you stir this up, you're going to taste it. And once you taste it, you'll start adjusting. So if you want to put more paprika, you want to put more white pepper, more mayo, then you do that. But less is good in the beginning. So start off with a lesser amount. So even if you want to start off with a tablespoon of mayo in here and stir it up, you could. Now I like my salads heavy on the mayo or either heavy on the dressing. So I started off with about 2 tablespoons. So alright. If you like yours dressed a little lighter, by all means do that. That is fine. Your kitchen, your rules. Alright, so just getting it stirred up really well. Because in every spoonful I want that I want those capers. I want that celery and the lobster. So in every spoonful that I put on that roll. Alright, we're up to the tasting part. I'm going to taste it. If this is fine, then I'm going to go ahead and stuff my roll. Now what you want to do right here. Alright, so I did end up putting like another teaspoon of mayo. Watch this. About another teaspoon. What you want to do is you want to take about a quarter or a half a stick of butter. Put it in something microwave safe. And melt your butter. Alright, so actually use butter for this recipe. If all you have is margarine though, that's what you use. Alright, so let's melt the butter and we'll come back and stuff the roll. Butter is melted, let's get jiggy with it, baby. Yes, let's get jiggy with it. Alright, so I'm going to open that up. No, you do not have to toast this. If you want to toast it, you can. Open up that bun and put it under a broiler for a couple minutes. You're good to go. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to put mayo on the roll itself because it's already mayo in here and it's a barrier. So this is not likely to get soggy. In fact, I'm telling you it won't. So stuff this as best you can and pile this as high as you can. Put as much as you can. So every bite is a hearty bite. All right? Look at that. Yes, I'm piling it on. I like to bite big bites of my rolls. And you see why I left the meat chunky. So you can see there now. You're going to get a nice bite of lobster in every, or you're going to get a nice amount of lobster in every bite. And that's what we're looking for. Alright, so you're going to neatly pile it on. You don't want it falling off all on the sides, but you want to pile it on the top. Okay, that's good. Pile that on the top. That is wonderful. Alright, so what we are going to do is put some paprika and drizzle some butter. And yes, it is a cold roll, so if you don't want to drizzle that warm butter on there, don't. But I'm telling you, it makes a hellified difference. You will love it. Alright, so I'm going to drizzle this butter on here, and then we're going to sprinkle some paprika and some parsley. And we are done. We are moving on to the tasting part of it. Alright, quick close-up before she tastes it. Look at that.
This is a lot. I'm just going to bite this once. It's a lot. Oh. Oh. That's good. It's on top. I want to bite. Yeah, I'm going to be eating some.
So let me just tell you quickly, the warm lobster gets everything that the cold lobster got, only the mayo doesn't get mixed into it. Alright, so that's going to get squeezed on the top and so forth, but you'll see when we get to it. Alright, so a hot pan. Now watch it. I got it on a medium low. Alright, so melt your butter in that pan. So that's about a half stick, which is cool. Alright, so I got the lobster and the celery ready to go in. You don't even have to wait for the butter to melt all the way. Alright, so we just want all the pieces coated with butter. Now what you're going to do, you're going to eyeball these seasonings. So you're going to sprinkle a little bit of everything on there. The only thing you're going to be very, very heavy-handed with is the paprika. So now when this is done, so I put a little bit right there. I'm going to come back. I'm going to put paprika in again because I only sprinkled a little bit right there. So the hot roll gets more, it's more of a, the meat is more of a reddish color. And that's due to the fact that it's a little more paprika put in it. But that's it. Other than that, same amounts that we put in the cold lobster roll mixture. So we'll do the same thing for this. So alright, the pan is hot. Now we just want to get all this mixed up really, really well. So as I said, heavy on the paprika. So I'm going to come back a second time. And I want to be very, very, very heavy. Very, very heavy with that paprika. And pretty much that's it. So when this is warmed up, that is it. Now at this point, if you want to toast your roll, which a lot of people do with this warm one, they get the roll toasted. So if you want to toast your roll, then just spread a slight amount of butter on it. Open it up and slide it under the broiler, probably for about a minute. Don't burn your roll, okay? And if you want to open it up all the way and you want to put it on a griddle or in a pan, that'll work too. So if you don't want to use the broiler, you always got that option to do it. I'm not going to toast mine. I don't want to. I'm going to use mayo as my barrier so that my bread doesn't get soggy. So I don't want my bread, my roll toasted. Now this one's called a Connecticut style lobster roll, the warm one. So the cold one, New England style. This warm one, Connecticut style. Alright? Alright, so now sprinkle some more on there. And we're going to move on to melting some butter, which I'm going to do in the microwave for about probably less than 30 seconds. So I'm going to melt about a quarter of a stick. Alright, take a look at that mixture. Alright, perfecto. And we're going to build our roll now. We're going to make our sandwich. Alright, so I'm going to put a little mayo inside of my roll. So that's my barrier to make sure that that butter does not soak into the bread and make it soggy. I don't want a soggy roll. Alright, because this one's pretty firm. Alright, so after that, you see I put the mixture there, put something to protect my countertop. And I'm going to start building the roll. Okay, so you just start spooning your meat. Now push some down in there. Make sure you do that. So not only do you want to pile it on top of this roll, but you want to make sure, look at that. You want to make sure you push some of that meat down in there. And get it down in there really good too. So same thing as the cold roll. We're going to pile this up as high as we can pile it up so that we can get as much meat into one bite as we can. Yes, because look at that. Alright, so we got that paprika, that butter, celery, capers, lemon juice. It's all in here. The gang's all here. Yes. And that's exactly what we want. Yep, put all the pieces piled on there. Because you see the little butter that's left in the pan right there? I'm going to drizzle that butter over it when I get done. So I'm going to put as much of this meat as I can pile on here without it all falling off all crazy. And then I'm going to take that and spoon that butter right there. Spoon it on there. Alright, see? Starting to get it and put it on there. But I wanted to put that celery on. I want to make sure we get that celery and those capers. But hey, take your flavored butter right there. Put it all across there. Alright? Drizzle it across there real nice. We still going to put some other butter across here too. You heard the saying, butter makes everything better. So trust me, we still going to drizzle the other butter in a minute. Alright, I turned it around so y'all can see when I drizzle this butter. Look at that. Alright. Got me some warm butter out the microwave. Oh, yes. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do different from mine. Alright, so it is a Connecticut style lobster roll, but they don't put mayo on it. So, I do. Alright, so I put mayo on the inside of there. And look. I just put some all across the top of it. I'm telling you, it's so good. You got to try it though. Alright, so a little bit of parsley. A little bit of paprika if you want to. And child, this one is done. I'm just going to quickly show y'all how good this really is. I even ate the last of it out the pan. I'm telling y'all, this is really, really good. Y'all better go make this. Thanks for watching. See y'all next time. As always, I appreciate you. Hit that like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.